A lovely morning to my class 5 students. I hope you have understood main clause and subordinate clause, that is independent clause and dependent clause. Today we will just study about the structure of sentence. Simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence. Okay. In the last video I have made you understand about phrase and clause and your independent clause and dependent clause. Okay, now we will study sentence types, that is structure of sentence. Sentence types, first I have made you understand about there are 5 types of sentences: exclamatory, assertive, optative, imperative, interrogative, right? And this is structure of sentence. This is structure, structure, the structure of sentences. Okay, the structure of sentences, what are they? Simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence. Okay, these are the 3 structure of sentences. We will start with compound sentence. We'll start with the easiest one. How can you identify compound sentence? Conjunction will be there. The sentences will be joined by conjunction. Okay. Compound sentences have at least 2 independent clauses joined by a conjunction. You know independent clause? Independent clause means the part of the sentence that can stand alone, that does not need anyone's help. Right? See over here. I love my parents. This is one part of the sentence. They love me too. This is another part of the sentence. If I omit and, these 2 sentences can stand alone, right? These are two of the sentences are independent clause. I love my parents. This is also a meaningful sentence. They love me too. This is also a meaningful sentence, right? So when these 2 independent clauses are joined by conjunction, that becomes the compound sentence. Understood? So I love my parents and they love me too is joined by the conjunction and. So this becomes the compound sentence. Got it? How can you identify compound sentence? Compound sentence will have 2 independent clauses and it will be joined by and. Not only and, it's not only and, but all types of conjunction. Compound sentence can be identified through conjunctions. Understood? Is it clear? Okay. Next comes to complex sentence. Complex sentence means 1 independent clause and 1 dependent clause. Compound means 2 independent clauses. Complex means 1 independent, another one will be dependent. It will be joined by WH words, for, if, though, although. Okay. See, I like this computer. This is one part of the sentence. My parents bought for me. This is another part for my sentence. I like this computer. My parents bought for me. Here, which one is the independent clause? I like this computer. This is independent clause. This sentence can stand alone. This does not need anyone's help. My parents bought for me. This is a dependent clause. Why? Because this sentence needs some question. Because this is an incomplete one. My parents bought for me what? It's become a question arises after this sentence. So this becomes a dependent clause. This sentence depends upon this sentence. Okay. So 1 independent clause, 1 dependent clause, joined by the word which. Understood? So how can you identify complex sentence? WH words will be there. WH words will be there, and if, though, although, this type of things will be added in the sentence. Okay. And always remember, one independent, one dependent clause. Compound, two independent clause. And in complex, one independent clause will be there, one dependent clause will be there, which will be joined by WH words, if, though, although, all these things. Okay, mainly it's joined by the WH words. Okay. Now come to the simple sentence. Simple sentence will have only one independent clause. Okay. I love my parents. See, no other sentences are there. Only one independent clause. Complex sentence, one independent, one dependent. Compound, two independent clause, no dependent clauses. And simple sentence will have only one independent clause. Understood? I hope it's clear to you. See over here, simple sentence have only one independent clause. I learn Odissi from my dance teacher. Okay. No dependent clause is there. Only one independent clause, not more than one. Okay. Complex sentence have at least two independent clauses joined. This is compound, sorry. Have at least two independent clauses joined by a conjunction such as but, and, or, etc. etc. It is a classical dance. One part of the sentence. Many people don't know much about it. This is another part of the sentence. Okay. Joined. So two independent sentence joined by the conjunction yet. This is the compound sentence. Okay. Compound sentence you can identify with conjunction. Complex have an independent clause and a dependent clause. Odissi is a dance form which uses complex foot movements. I have make a part of the sentence. See, Odissi is a dance form. One part of the sentence. Uses complex foot movements. Another part of the sentence. Which one is a independent clause? Which sentence can stand alone? Which is a meaningful sentence? Odissi is a dance form. This can stand alone. This does not need anyone help. This is a complete sentence. But when I am telling uses complex foot movements, does this make any complete sense? No, this is an incomplete sentence. A question arises after you tell uses complex foot movements. A question arises after this. So this is the dependent clause. So dependent clause, independent clause joined by the word which, WH word. So this becomes the complex sentence. Clear? Now comes to the exercise. Everyone knows how much I love food. See, everyone knows. One part, how much I love food. This is another part. Okay. WH word. So, which sentence? Complex sentence. We will color the independent clause blue and the dependent clause red. This you will do at home. I know about food and I know about its equality. This is what? Compound. How can you identify? See, conjunction is there. Another thing, two independent clause. I know about food. This is one part of the sentence. I know about its equality. This is another part of the sentence. Both these independent clauses are joined by the word and or conjunction. This street smells of good food. This is what sentence? Simple. Why? Only one independent clauses. No joining of the sentences are there. Understood? First one complex. Why complex? See, joined by WH word. Right? Second one conjunction. Why? Second one compound. Joined by conjunction. Third one, see, no joining. There is only one sentence. Having only one independent clause. See number 4. You can find many restaurants on this street where different types of food are available. where, WH word. Which one? WH word joined by WH word, complex. One independent clause, one dependent clause. You can find many restaurants on this street. This is one part of the sentence, independent clause. When I'm telling different types of foods are available, question arises over here, right? So dependent clause, independent clause, dependent clause joined by the word where, WH words. So this is the complex sentence. Okay. You may eat here or pack your food for home. You may eat here, independent clause. Pack your food for home, another independent clause joined by the word conjunction. So joined by the word conjunction, that means what? Compound sentence. Okay, I hope you understood how to do it. It's very easy. Simple, complex and compound is very easy, and rest you will do it on your own. Up to 5 I have discussed, 4 you will try to do it at your home. Okay, it's very easy. So in brief I am telling again. So simple means having only one independent clause, no joining of the sentence. Complex means having one independent clause, another dependent clause joined with WH words. It can be joined with if, though. Compound is having two independent clauses, no dependent clauses will be there. Having two independent clauses and joined by conjunctions, right? So this whole thing, simple, complex and compound, this whole thing comes under structure of sentences. Okay, so I think it's become easy to you. I hope you have understood it. Just go through the video nicely, and in the next live classes, if you have any doubts, I will clear it out. Okay, thank you very much.